By the end of this video, you'll know exactly why App Store rejections actually happen, and you'll have a repeatable checklist that gets your submissions approved faster, including one line in your app review notes that turns a full rejection into a same-day approval. So you submit your app, you wait for 2 days, and then some weird guideline, they were unable to log into your app and you get rejected. You're back in the end of the queue and another 2 to perhaps even 7-day wait in front of you. The frustrating part is that your app probably works just fine and the reviewer just couldn't prove it in the 5 minutes that they gave it. That is a fixable problem and most developers never actually try to fix it. So here's what we're covering in this video. Why apps actually get rejected, showing your app working, talking to the reviewer, polishing your demo account inside of the app, the single line that speeds up your app review times, and automating all of this with LaunchBuddy. Chapter 1. Why apps actually get rejected. Here's the problem. You get a rejection and the reason feels vague or plain unfair. And the explanation is simple. Apple's rejection reasons cluster into a few repeat offenders that people run into all the time. Some of them are broken login or some demo account issues, incomplete or mismatched app info and screenshots, so they don't really tell the reviewer what your app is actually doing, bugs on the reviewer's test device, Guideline 4.3, your app looking too thin or too similar to another app, so basically a copycat, or missing disclosures, privacy labels, permission strings that don't actually explain why the app needs the permission. So here's a real example from one of my apps. On sick days, I once got rejected because the reviewer couldn't find the privacy policy link inside of the app binary. It was there, just not somewhere obvious enough. This can easily be fixed to avoid a rejection in the future. So here's your takeaway. Almost none of these issues are your app is bad. We couldn't verify your app is good enough, fast enough. That reframes the entire problem of app review rejections. It's not about rewriting your app. It's about proving to the reviewer that it does what it says it does. Chapter 2. Show your app working. Here's a problem. Reviewers spend an average of a few minutes per app. Even if review times are longer, a lot of that is just automated binary testing, but the reviewer just usually spends a few minutes with your app. If they can't get in, they instantly reject it. So in App Store Connect, under the app review section, you can attach a video. And most developers never do this. I never did this. Here's a real example. I nowadays record a roughly 45 to 90-second clip of logging into the app, going through onboarding, and then showcasing some of the key features of my app. That's it. It's super simple to make and it helps you tremendously. This single step eliminated lots of unreasonable rejections that I just don't get anymore nowadays. The reviewer doesn't have to guess. They've already watched the app work. Chapter 3. Talk to the reviewer. Here's the problem. The app review notes field is easy to leave blank or just half filled with your what's new version update notes. And that silence gets read as nothing to explain here, which probably isn't true for any app. So you should treat the notes field as a message to a coworker opening your app for the first time with zero context. I always include the demo account, email and password clearly labeled on how to enter them into the app. Steps to unlock any gated functionality, like anything that is gated behind an in-app purchase, and context for anything that could look suspicious but isn't. So background location updates, a web view, stuff like that. So here's your takeaway from this section. If a reviewer has to guess, they probably reject your app. If they don't have to guess, they probably approve your app. Chapter 4. Polish your demo account. A demo account that's just an empty shell reads as a broken app. There's nothing for the reviewer to do. So you should populate it like a real user would have used it. Some sample projects, a filled out profile, a bit of usage history. An empty state is ambiguous and ambiguity is what gets you rejected. So your takeaway is never make the reviewer wonder if something is missing or broken. Show them a working app fully lived in through the demo account. Chapter 5. The magic app review notes line. Here's the issue with small updates like a small copy fix, a minor UI tweak, some localization work. Sometimes the reviewer will trip up on something trivial that has nothing to do with the update. Instead of a full approval or a full rejection, so to say, you get a temporary rejection. Your app sits on a queue waiting for your reply to the reviewer's issue. So in your review notes, explicitly write, this is a bug fix submission. You're signaling a low risk, not a major feature change, and Apple's process tends to move these along faster. I've used this line to cut multiple review cycles down to a single response instead of a back and forth for weeks. Of course, this little trick won't save you from a real guideline violation. But for the small stuff, it's the fastest lever you have. And that leaves us with chapter 6, automating your review checklist with LaunchBuddy. All 5 of the things we just covered are easy to forget every single release, because nothing in Xcode or App Store Connect forces you to do them. That's why I built an app review preparation checklist right into LaunchBuddy. It's a built-in checklist you run through before every submission, and you can add your own items on top of it or build entirely custom checklists as well, which can either get added automatically to every new release you create, or you can also add them manually from time to time. LaunchBuddy turns this whole video into a 2-minute checklist instead of a mental list you hope you remember at 11 p.m. before a submission. And it grows with your review rejections, not just mine. So what should you take away from this video? Before your next submission, go pull up your last rejection email and check it against the 6 things we just covered. I bet it maps to one of them. If you want this built into your release flow automatically, LaunchBuddy is linked in the video description. Go grab it and run through the checklist on your next release.